Hi boys and girls, today we're going to read Busy, Buzzy Bees, talking about insects. When an office or a store or perhaps your classroom is very, very busy, people say it is a beehive of activity, or like you're busy as bees. So you can imagine how busy it is inside a beehive, especially in summer. A hive is like a city of honeybees. So the beehive is where all the bees live. Each hive has one queen bee and several hundred drones and as many as 50,000 worker bees. That is a lot of bees. The queen lives 3 or 4 years. After that, she lays the eggs. She doesn't even have to look for food. The workers feed her. Most worker bees live only about 6 weeks, but they certainly keep busy. For 2 or 3 weeks, they work inside the hive. Worker bees have different jobs, keeping the hive clean and guarding it, or feeding the queen and the newly hatched larvae, and adding new cells to the honeycomb. So inside the beehive, they have these honeycombs. And I wanted to show you what shape you might see inside the honeycomb. See if I can find you. Yeah, let's look at this shape here. Inside the beehive, these honeycombs. Let's count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you know what shape has 6 sides? A hexagon, right. So this hexagon shape is like the honeycombs inside the beehive. Worker bees build the cells out of wax, which comes from their own bodies. Finally, they leave the hive and fly out into the fields to look for flowers. Bees are attracted to blue, purple, or yellow flowers that smell sweet. Not red ones so much because bees can't recognize the color red. Interesting. The workers suck nectar, a sugary liquid, from the flowers. While a bee is gathering nectar, a powder called pollen sticks to her legs and body. Some of it comes off when the bee visits the next flower. By carrying pollen from one flower to another, bees help the flowers produce seeds. New plants or flowers grow from the seeds. That's why bees are very important. They help the flowers to grow. The worker bees bring the nectar back to the food store bees at the hive. Those bees deposit it in the cells of the honeycomb where it turns into, what do bees make? Honey that we get at the store. Comes from the bees. And the other honey, you can even see the bee on the bottle of honey because that's where we get our honey from, the bees. Another reason why we need them. When a bee returns to the hive, she sometimes seems to start dancing. The dance is really the bee's way of telling the other bees that she has found a good place for gathering nectar or pollen, and where that nectar or pollen is. People known as beekeepers set up boxes for the bees to use as hives. The beekeepers collect honey and wax from the hives. Honeybees aren't the only kind of bees. There are other bees that don't live in hives and bees that don't sting. But honeybees have 2 special gifts for us. We can thank them for giving us honey and for helping flowers grow. As for bee stings, no thanks. The end. Okay, and I wanted to show you this beehive that I made over here with some hexagon shapes that I have. So here's a beehive that I made using the hexagons, and let's count to see how many bees I have in my beehive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The same as the sides of the hexagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed the story about bees and why bees are important. Bye.